See, I found the proper intro.
I was gonna say, I am so proud of you, dude. You played the intro this week. You're on top of it this Saturday. I'm the opposite. I'm all over the place, but
it's okay.
Look at you, man, playing the right intro.
Just knocking it out of the park.
Back in Blairs Dungeon Emporium. Yes, dude. Yes.
Was I? Oh, I was upstairs last week.
You were upstairs last week. It was all bright and sunny. You were throwing me off.
I know. Back to where it's more comfortable.
But what happened? What happened to your girl Zoe last night, bro? What happened?
Sometimes people like maybe cheat, and maybe that's what. He's still my favorite cowboy. But
all I know is I saw him holding up two belts yesterday. That's all I saw. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I only saw the results. I still need to watch it when it goes up on IWTV because I was out at a show last night, so I did not.
I was walking spooky haunted trails. How is it National Trick or Treat Day today, Zach? When Halloween is on the 31st?
Yeah, that seems like
I need you to dig into that for me, Zach. I need you to Google why they picked today, October 25th, as National Trick or Treat Day. By the way, it is October 25th. I don't know why it says that the state champs joined for exposure on 10/12.
I don't know why. I tried to change it, and I was having so much trouble. Like even getting the background, I was like, "Why isn't it changing? What's going on?"
Apparently, it is the 12th today. Yeah. That's not. Listen, we have guests today, and they probably think that I am the worst.
Yeah, they know that you're not. And
I have everything jacked up. But I was going to say it is for exposure. It is your weekend independent wrestling podcast here at Love Wrestling. I am Pluggo. That is Blair Pacheco, and we like to party.
My name is Blair, and I like to party. So
no, I just said that, Blair. Oh, okay. I'm Pluggo, and I like to party.
Okay.
I know for a fact you don't party. I
don't.
My name is Dave, and I do the stunts. No.
David is going to be joining us right away. So is Sal. The state champs are here.
Yes.
We're going to chat
very
with them.
Very excited. What's cracking, Lawrence?
After that, we are going to run down last weekend's shenanigans because you made your in-ring debut.
Yeah.
You made your in-ring debut, so we're going to create a cage match for you.
We should.
We should create a cage match for you. And I did commentary for Rumble.
Can you create your own cage matches? Is that a thing?
We're going to find out later today because I know what I'm doing this afternoon, creating a cage match for you.
Because you know what'd be hilarious? All it says was eliminated Jorge Bravo, and I just send that to him.
Yeah. You got to run the gimmick, brother.
Oh, hell yeah. Hi, Mrs. Pluggo. She's in the house today. Love my life. She's chilling upstairs with the boys.
So we're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk Rumble in the Birth.
Yeah, we are.
Monet, Jody Threat, incredible match.
Mm-hmm.
You see right there?
Sure. Mercedes Monet picture.
Yeah.
Did you get to chat with her at least? Like no. Like, hey,
she was busy.
Like, hey, I want to go over your match. I'm calling your match. I want to call it the best match I can. I need some insights. And she's just like,
she was busy.
She's like,
we'll talk more about it, but she had a very busy day. So okay.
That's right, Lawrence. Go Irish, baby.
We're going to bring on our guests. We're going to chat with the state champs, and that's going to be coming up right away.
I don't know what you're doing. Right. This is your part of the show. Blair's supposed to introduce the state champs. Boys, how are you while he chugs on his coffee?
Oh, I'm doing great. David, how about you? Feeling good?
Doing great, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be talking to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I had Sal on the podcast. I think it was like a month and a half ago, and I had a blast. I was like, dude, we got to do this again. And then I was like, you know what? Let's get the state champs on for exposure. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about wrestling. Let's have a little bit of fun on a Saturday morning because not many people are going to get up unless you're on the East Coast to chat with us. So I figure, fuck, we might as well go for it.
Which we appreciate it.
Of course, yeah, we appreciate you guys having us on, and me and Blair had a great time last time on the Grainmaker Pod. So yeah, I'm excited to be on.
Yeah, we picked this early morning time slot because both of us are very busy, so like we're like we can fit it in on our Saturday mornings and then have the rest of it. And then when it was like time to get guests, we're like, all these West Coast people are gonna be like, it's 7 a.m.
No, that's a good time.
So state champs, guys, is that your way of staying humble? Why not go national champs? Why not go world champs?
We're thinking about it. So the idea was we wanted to conquer all 50 states and provinces and territories in the U.S. So Puerto Rico, Guam, that's included. But Rome wasn't built in a day. We got to expand.
All right,
got to do it at a good pace.
One brick at a time, one state at a time. There you go.
It's how do you eat an elephant? You know what I mean? One bite at a time.
Sauteed with onions and mushrooms? I don't know.
Okay, there we go. Now we're talking.
That's going to be my new way of describing something that is going to take a while. Like, how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah, I've never. David surprises me every day, so I've never heard that expression.
You've never heard that expression before?
Never.
Really? No, that's
never heard that expression.
I'm dropping some new stuff on you guys. That's
exclusives here for exposure.
I'm here to educate, bro.
You got any more? You got any more of those metaphors?
That's why you have me on the podcast, because I'm going to be dropping idioms on you guys.
Dropping knowledge.
Listen, I don't know. Listen, you guys are from Canada, so I don't know if you guys.
Hey, whoa!
I'm from Canada.
Don't put that evil on me. I'm not.
I'm not putting any evil on you guys. I'm just saying, the culture's a little different. I don't know if you have different sayings, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm from Indiana. That's what I mean. I'm from the States. Don't worry. I'm stateside. I'm the stateside representative here.
I didn't know that. I know that. I see. Okay. So, hey.
Although I wouldn't be able to live in Canada either. Canada's good people. But yeah, I know. I'm stateside. I'm South Bend. Go Irish. That's why Lawrence always says.
There you go.
This is a first date. I'm getting to know you guys.
Yeah, it is.
I'm learning things about you guys.
We're chatting. We're gonna giggle later on.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun.
I might walk you guys to the door.
There we go.
Okay, all right.
If it's a first date and it goes well, I'm gonna walk you to. I'm a gentleman, okay?
Hey, you need to open the door. You need to open the car door for me.
Yeah.
All that.
You're paying also, so get that clear. Let's get that clear.
All right. Well, actually, Spencer's paying. Spencer, I'm going to need you to comp this meal. State champs.
Well, hopefully that goes over. Times are tight around here, so I don't know if I can afford three guys. So.
Wow, Blair. Wow, you're saying we're not worth it?
No, you guys are more than worth it.
It's got off to an awful start, Blair. Jeez,
all right.
I guess I'll pick up the tab this time.
Okay. I mean, you guys, this is show day for you guys. You guys have a show tonight, right? So, what is prep like for a day for you guys? Show day. Do you have different routines than normal? How do you go about your days?
Do you want to go first, David? Yeah, go for it.
I feel like for me, I just I'll get up in the morning and just try to do as little as possible all day long. You know what I mean? I don't know if I even really have a specific routine really, where I just want to just kind of use as little energy as possible the entire day, and then just kind of sit around as much as possible, leave at the absolute latest point in time that I can leave and still get to the show by call time, and then just once I'm there, then just I feel like I try to be as all business as I can be. I always sometimes people will make fun of me because I get in gear super early, the second I get there as quickly as possible. And I just want to have, what I'm doing and what we're doing nailed down as quickly as possible, so I can just get into that mindset as I can, and then just be there, but it's really just try to, I usually feel like I spend the week before most of the time thinking about ideas and stuff. And then the day of the show, I try to not think about it as much as possible until I get there. And then I'm trying to be as all business as I can be until, it's ready. It's time to go.
Yeah.
I like that answer. That's one of the first. Usually, something like I do a little light workout in the morning, maybe get some carbs in, and then you're just like as little as I can do, and then I get there, and then I let it all out. I like that.
That's yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me, I feel like it's kind of almost an, you know, it's a little bit of an anxiety thing for me, to be honest with you. Like I try to not. So I try to, once it's show day, take myself out of it as much as possible. Yeah. Because then I know once I get there, I'm going to be all, you know, worked up. Like, let's, you know, I got to get in gear right away. I got to get my stuff ready. I got to get stretched. I got to get ready to go. And then, you know, and I know once I'm there, I'm going to be feeling that. So the day before, I try to, you know, not do any of that as much as possible.
Yeah. Because as soon as you show up to the venue, like now it's time to go, because you're walking in there, you know that like, hey, you got to get your match ready. You got to get the gear, you know, all the little things that you may not think of. That's what's coming to a head. And it's like time goes by very fast as soon as you're there. You know, you walk in the door, and next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, doors are open. You got to get down.
Yeah, exactly.
Very fast.
You get there, and you know, call time is, you know, like tonight, you know, our call time is 3 hours before the show starts, and I don't know exactly when the show or match is going to be, but I know I'm going to get there and be like, oh, you know, I'm not going to, you know, I've got 4 hours probably until I'm actually on. I've got plenty of time, and then that time goes away like that, you know. Yeah. And then it's like, and then you're just like, okay, you know, like, so that kind of mentally works me up a little bit. So I try to remove myself from that as much as possible the day of.
Yeah. How about yourself, Sal? What's a day like for you?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the similar path. I think for me, I try to treat it like any other day. You know, wake up, eat something, you know, do whatever I got to do around the house. And then for me, I think that big part of it is even when I'm there, you know, I feel like I'm usually a lot more loose and like, you know, I'm not as like serious and trying to like, you know, focus or things like that. I kind of can get in the zone like right before. I think for me, it's trying to keep loose. And, you know, I think once you start stressing yourself out about it, that's when it becomes not fun. So I do try to like, you know, keep that in mind when, you know, I'm going through and calling and, you know, just hanging out with, you know, because I usually get to see some people I haven't seen in a while when I'm at a show or anything like that. I try to catch up with people. And I think for me, that's a big part of it, because I think once you start taking it like, you know, taking yourself so seriously and things like that, it becomes, you know, stressful at a point. And, you know, it's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. And, you know, and I feel like I perform my best when I'm having fun as well. So I think that for me is just a little bit of a difference as well, is, you know, putting pressure on myself and things like that, that kind of might knock me out of my zone. When I'm loose and feeling good, that's usually when I'm performing the best. So, yeah, for me, I just try to keep it like any other day.
Very cool. Very cool. For our guys, for our fans here that may not know you guys, I know Blair probably covered this a little bit with you, Sal, on the podcast, but how did you two become the state champs? How did you two get together and go, we got something here, let's run this tag team and go with it?
Yeah, so I can take this. So David and I have trained for a while under the tutelage of world famous Cheeseburger out of the Worldwide Dojo in Bristol, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, superstar legend Cheeseburger.
Yeah, just had a casket match with Mil Muertes, so that's insane. But so yeah,
he got power bombed on the casket and almost died.
Yeah,
he got turned into a smash burger.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Was it like an actual casket or like one of those like wood type coffins?
No, it was an actual casket. Yeah. And it was like an old school one where you gotta like push the lever down to open a door and everything.
Oh man.
So yeah, it was he was feeling it this week. But yeah, so I started a little bit after David. So I started probably about 3.5 years ago. He's probably a couple months before me. Started training there. And, you know, we kind of always, you know, we got along well during training and everything like that. And we have very similar wrestling styles and what we like in wrestling as well. And we saw this opportunity. There is a promotion that was starting up this year called Power Pro Lucha. It's running out of Philly. and we decided, why not use? I'm a former college football player, Division III. David's a former football player. Why don't we team up and kind of try to run with this there? And we got some great help from the guys over at Power Pro Lucha, and it kind of just like took off. We had a couple matches, and it was awesome, and we've had really good chemistry in the ring, promos, just in general. So it's been a lot of fun doing that. It's kind of been a thing that's been talked about, me and him teaming for like a couple years, and then Power Pro Lucha was kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna pull the trigger on it, and so that's kind of how it started. And yeah, it's been a fun. We started, our first match was in March, so it's been a fun 8-9 months teaming with David.
Yeah, nice. And it's we've started to kind of get out there more and work some different places, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's been really cool seeing. I feel like the fans have responded really well to our character and our energy, and I think that we're able to bring a lot of who we are just as people to the character, and I think people can kind of see that and respond to it. So it's been really, really gratifying seeing, because you never know. I mean, when we started doing it, we had a bunch of ideas for stuff that we thought were fun ideas that hopefully the crowd would enjoy, but you never know how it's actually going to go when you actually go out there and start doing this stuff for the first time. And to see people, have great responses to it, it's been a super, super gratifying and really rewarding experience the last few months that we've been doing this.
Nice. Now, I know when I chatted with Sal, we talked about, early ROH as an influence for himself in wrestling. For you, David, what was some of your earlier influences when it comes to professional wrestling?
For me, it was really, early ROH for sure, but for me, the biggest one was probably sort of like strong style Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing for me. I have been a wrestling fan most of my life, but the thing that made me go from being a wrestling fan to wanting to be a wrestler was getting into New Japan in like the mid 2010s and watching Ishii, who is my favorite wrestler of all time, watching Katsuyori Shibata, watching guys like that. It just totally kind of redefined the way that I perceived what wrestling could be. And just, I had never seen, watching WWE or whatever, I had never seen wrestling like that before.
Yeah.
And that's what made me want to be a wrestler, not just wanted to watch wrestling on TV or whatever. So for me, those were the biggest influences. And that's kind of the style that I've always worked and felt like that's the kind of wrestling that I really enjoy, is just that kind of, hard hitting, like strong style type of wrestling. So that for me, like if you watch me wrestle, like that's the kind of stuff that I do and the kind of wrestling that I try to emulate. So that for me is the biggest. Like I said, like Tomohiro Ishii is my favorite wrestler of all time, and he's like the biggest single influence that I have on what I do.
Yeah, I find even nowadays you see, there's so many different styles, and people bring different things to, especially independent wrestling. Like everyone's got different characters, different in-ring styles. But when you bring in that the strong style, the mat-based wrestling, like people, they still love that. They're still drawn to it. It's not like 20 years ago, you go out there and people are gonna be like, "Well, this is fucking boring." But now it's almost like there's that appreciation is brought back to it because of guys like Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson, all these guys that it's like, yes, that we love seeing that. We love seeing the mat wrestling. So that's something
it's timeless, man. Like you can go back and watch those, and you're just like, this still hits.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
I think on a certain level, like if you are in the crowd and you see somebody chop someone really hard, you will always get a reaction for that every time, no matter who it is, or, like you just have a visceral, just, instinctive reaction to something like that. When it looks like someone just gets hit super hard, people just have a reaction to that. And that was the kind of thing that got me just, really hooked me when I started watching New Japan, because I just had never seen wrestling like that before, just as someone who mostly watched WWE or whatever on TV. Like, I had just never really seen stuff like that before. And that became like the biggest thing. And I still feel like, people just react to it. There's just an instinctive reaction to that kind of thing that people always have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What, Blair? What?
Oh, I was giving you the chance.
The smoke, the wheels, the wheels are turned. I thought the wheels were turning, and he said a couple of something profound. But I was going to ask Sal, how was it debuting at GCW? That had to have been an experience and a trip and a wild time, because that looked like a crazy good show.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's been really cool, and that match was fun. I got to do some cool stuff, and I think for me that's kind of what you work so hard and doing this for however long, 2.5, 3 years, and you grind, go to training, and go on these long car trips and everything like that, and to just be able to do that on that platform, it's really cool. And I think it shows too, is like what moved me is all the people like genuinely happy for me and things like that. Like, that's really like makes me feel I'm all right, I'm doing the right thing and I'm on the right path, and if I keep going this way, like, the good things are gonna happen. So yeah, it was awesome. Crazy show. There was the night before, there was a War Games match with the glass ceiling, so that was insane. That show, there was it was a trios match between Vandal 48 and then Cruel, Slade, and Charles Mason, so that was also insane. And then also on that night, one of our good friends, Ryan O'Neal, wrestled Joey Janela in an insane match, which is crazy. That he's 19 years old and he's gonna be a superstar. And yeah, he worked hard, and seeing him get that match, and then me as well getting the match on the same night, it was a good feeling for both of us. Because I kind of seen him since day one coming into the dojo. I was one of his first matches. And I could tell when we wrestled, like, yeah, this kid, like, he gets it. And, I'm no, like, 10-year vet or anything like that, but it was one of the better matches I've had with someone that short in their career. So yeah, shout out to him, Flying Ryan O'Neal. He actually won a ladder match at GCW in Rochester last night. So he's on a roll there.
Shout out to young Ryan.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm just hoping to get back, trying to, get back there and try to, keep getting better and keep showing what I can do on stages like that. Maybe bring the state champs over there. That'd be something that I would love to do. There's some tag teams over there I would love to mix it up with. YNDP, Alec Price, and Jordo. That would be awesome.
I feel like Violence is Forever.
Violence is Forever. Right, yeah, I've always said that would be an insane match. They were at Power Pro Lucha the last show, and we had a different match, and I was like, I had to walk up to the people in charge, and like, come on, we need it that one. Yeah, but we'll get it one day. And I think we're so new as a tag team. It's kind of, I think there was a couple times where it's like, all right, can we trust these guys? But I think, after the last show that we had, I think we really showed that, this is going to be something that sustains for a while. And I think kind of going back to David's point with, like, it's such a goofy, fun character thing of these meathead high school jocks. I can't read. That's canon in state champs lore. I can't read.
I'm the only member.
I can't read either.
Yeah, so we do all this ridiculous stuff. We come out with foam fingers, plastic footballs, and then we kind of have that style that it's like, okay, when we're serious, it's gonna be that hard hitting. Like, whoa, okay, these guys are like, we bring the intensity, and then I think that kind of has been such a good contrast for us, in everything that we do. So yeah, I think, GCW was awesome. We've been getting out there more as a tag team. I've been getting out there more as singles, and this year, 2025, has been awesome. So I'm excited for the end of the year and excited to get into 2026 and see what's in store for it.
Yeah. I feel like with the state champs, there's like so much opportunity for like merch for you guys that I'm sure Sal will be right back, but like there's so many ideas for merch just for the state champ, because like you talked about like throwing little footballs. It's like footballs, pennants, all of this stuff, anything college related. Yeah, you guys are set.
Yeah, that was our first two things that we did, where we were like, okay, we got the little mini plastic footballs and we got the, foam fingers, and, we have a bunch of ideas for other stuff that we're going to do. Yeah. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that we can do that fits into our gimmick that other people aren't doing. Right. Mm-hmm. And, like you said, I mean, it's been, like our last show, the merch table was hot and people were loving that kind of stuff, because again, it's, tons of people are selling, stickers and t-shirts and 8x10s and stuff, but how many people are selling plastic mini footballs? How many people are selling foam fingers, And
I can tell you, my kids gravitate when we go to foam fingers. If there's a foam finger available, they want it every time.
So it's just, again, I mean, it's the fact that, we have this kind of goofy gimmick, but, we were both football players. We both are, love sports. We were both athletes. Like I said, we were able to bring a lot of ourselves and who we are outside of wrestling into the character. And it just helps us just generate a lot of, I think, unique ideas for what we're going to do. And like I said, I think people see that we're bought into what we're doing. They can see that there is a lot of ourselves in what we're doing, and people are able to, I think people can tell that. I think people respond to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Also, Mama Mistretta was calling me, and I hit the wrong button. And you don't want to make her mad. That's
no.
But going back to David's point, like one of the people that we wrestled last weekend, they're like, if you guys weren't so fully invested into this, I don't know if it would work. So I think people appreciate how much we're having fun with the characters, and it has been a blast for us. Yeah. So it's been great, and it's been cool to watch it grow a little bit. I feel like we've kind of developed it more and more as each time that we wrestle and kind of get out there. So
yeah, shout out High Seas. They were also on GCW last night in Rochester. Those guys are great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, there was the Shotzi's House of Horrors show was last night, wasn't it? Yeah. I got to circle back this weekend and check that out, because I was doing my own spooky House of Horrors things. Sal, are you really a Phoenix Suns fan, or is that just a jersey?
Where is the jersey?
That's on your Twitter.
I'm like, oh no, see, that's just a jersey.
Okay.
That's a legend. That's the legend himself, Sean Marion jersey.
Okay.
The weirdest jump shot of all time.
Okay.
He was.
Yeah. I am known for wearing throwback basketball jerseys.
St. Vincent's legend.
Yep.
Baby.
I'm known for wearing some old school jerseys to shows. Okay. I am a Brooklyn Nets fan, so it is not going well for me.
I'm sorry.
Since about everything happened with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. Yeah. But, I can still wear the old jerseys and be happy. That's what matters.
I just asked because on my other show I do this week, we had a Phoenix Suns fan on. I didn't know that either. And I was just like, wow, what a small world. All these Phoenix Suns fans are coming out of the woodwork this week. But
I do own a Phoenix Suns jersey.
Steve Nash?
No, Charles Barkley.
Oh.
That's a good one. Yeah. What is his name? The Round Mountain Rebound or something like that?
Rebound, baby.
Yeah. I went through a phase where I was just trying to buy like the old champion NBA jerseys. So
yep.
I got a Reggie Miller Pacers one,
I got one of those too. Yeah. A yellow Reggie Miller Pacers jersey.
I got a blue one, and then the most random jersey I have is a Maurice Cheeks 76ers jersey.
That's a good one. That's a good. See, you have to get as obscure as possible. Yeah, and I want people to almost not even know the person that I'm wearing when I think that makes it better. And then I have to explain it, and I'll pull up highlights. Oh, you don't know who Sean Marion is? Look how he shoots the ball. Isn't that funny?
When you were up wearing like a Keith Van Horn Nets jersey.
Yeah, that would be the day. Kerry Kittles.
I think if you scroll back far enough in my Instagram, you can find it. I actually did propose to my now wife while wearing an Alonzo Mourning Charlotte Hornets jersey.
That's legendary. Hornets fan, I take it?
No, I'm a Wizards fan.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, we have terrible taste in basketball teams.
No.
So.
Got a nice dub last night though. That took
they did.
Off the Dodgers losing for me a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
Mavs.
I thought the Dodgers were supposed to sweep this thing and just be absolute juggernauts. What happened?
You know, I'm going to put my analyst hat on real quick for this. I had a bad feeling. This is going to be a tough series, man. This is going to be a tough series. I knew that it was going to be tough. When you watch the way the Blue Jays are going through those at-bats and they are not chasing out of the zone and they don't do that at all. Yeah. They got Blake Snell's pitch count up in the first inning. He threw like 30 pitches in the first inning. And when you see they are not like chasing after like the changeup low below the zone, you're like, it's going to be tough because these guys have a really good approach at the plate. And they're going to – because the Dodgers ran through the first few rounds of the playoffs because their starting pitching was taking down every inning, just knocking it out. Yep. And if the Blue Jays are going to make them work that hard, it's going to be tough because their bullpen is really bad. Mm-hmm. So I knew from the beginning of the first inning, I was like, oh, this is going to be tough. It's going to be a really tough series. So, that
was beautiful analysis.
Yeah, it was. It's great. Mm-hmm. It's only game 1, too. There's still time. There's still opportunities. It's a 7-game series.
Plenty of time. You want to win one of the first 2 in Toronto. So tonight's a big game. But we'll see what happens. Toronto's a good team, dude. Toronto's a good team. Yeah. They got the whole country of Canada behind them.
Blair, are you behind them?
I am 100%.
Okay.
Look, as soon as they clinched their spot in the World Series, I had like a moment where I'm like, holy shit, 30 years ago, I remember the last time they did it. So, I mean, I'm fucking old, first off. And then second, it's kind of cool to like see it happen again.
Yeah. That's the one thing I was wondering because, I've spent a total of a week in Canada in my entire life. So I don't really know, but everyone's always saying, hey, like Toronto, they've got all of Canada behind them. All Canada's behind the Blue Jays. Like, is that really true? Like if you're from Montreal, do you give a shit about the Blue? Like, are you still mad about like the Expos?
I think there's a little heat with Montreal fans about losing the Expos because when they did, they were destined that year. Like that was their year. As soon as the lockout happened and they moved, like that was going to be their year.
If Lawrence is still in the chat, he's our resident Expos fan. He'd be able to speak to it.
But it's only baseball because if it comes to hockey, it's like you will hear, because there's like 7 Canadian teams, I think. So like I'm a Leafs fan, so I love the Toronto Maple Leafs. But like when they get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs, I want to see every other Canadian team lose. I want them to feel the same suffering I do because if I can't be happy, why do they get to be?
See, I think that you're like me, Blair, because I find myself hate watching a lot of the times in the playoffs of any sport because of my team choices. So that's what I'm doing.
How bad is it for you, Sal?
Well, I'm a Mets fan. I'm all the Ets, so I'm a Mets, Jets, and Nets fan.
Oh man,
I don't get the Jets haven't made the playoffs since I was like 12.
At that point, why even be a fan?
That's right. It's just to hate watch other teams at this point. That's what it is. To root for other people's misery. That's what I do.
That's what sports is about at the end of the day. Being a sports fan, and I feel like people who aren't sports fans don't really understand this. It's actually a really negative experience. It's about negativity. It's about
100%.
hating people. It's about wanting everyone else to lose more than even you want your own team to win.
Yes.
Yep, definitely. 100%.
More friends who root for different teams, wanting them to have a bad life.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm not going to be happy, neither are they. That's the point.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Right. My teams aren't doing so hot right now either. I'm a Cubs fan. I mean, we had a tough out in the playoffs. And then I like Notre Dame. Every week, Notre Dame football is a do or die situation for me. And then I'm a Rockets.
Good this year, though.
Yeah, they are looking good, but they should have lost those first 2. And then, of course, I'm a Houston Rockets fan. That's my basketball team. We look all right. We look okay. We'll see. We still need some shooting, I think. But what am I going to do? But that's another topic for another day.
I'm still stuck on all the old basketball jerseys I still have to track down, like a Dennis Rodman Spurs jersey.
That's a good one. Yeah. I'm trying to think what my
you got to get the Dennis
most
Rodman
obscure one
Pistons
is.
jersey if you want to go even further.
I have a pretty good Dikembe Mutombo Hawks jersey that's in like pretty frequent rotation for me.
That's a good one. I think the Sean Kemp Sonics jersey is my favorite one that I got.
I don't wear basketball jerseys because I'm not built to wear basketball jerseys.
No, you're always built to.
I think it's a state of mind, brother.
Yeah, is it a state of mind? Should I start?
I think so too.
Should I do? Because I haven't worn one in a while. I had a Scottie Pippen's Rockets jersey back in the day. I had
a good one.
I had a Hakeem Olajuwon jersey, and then I had a Detroit Pistons Grant Hill, the old school teal with the motors.
Those are sick.
Back when I was in my skinnier younger days when I was a kid. Now I'm like, I don't know if I'm a basketball jersey guy.
I think what you want is the Olajuwon Raptors jersey.
Yes.
That's what you want.
I try to forget that era of Olajuwon's career. He is my favorite basketball player of all time. And when he got traded to Toronto or moved to Toronto, I was devastated.
Just get a Master P Raptors jersey.
Oh, see, now we're talking.
Now
we're talking.
You need to get like a No Limit Soldiers jersey. It probably costs like at least $300 on like the internet, on like eBay.
When I was a kid, I wanted one of those. Just what you need, a chubby little white kid from the suburbs wearing a No Limit Soldiers jersey. No one's going to know what it's about.
Stuff like that's always too expensive. Like I'm pretty sure you can't buy like the APA always pounding ass t-shirts like $500.
You can find a No Limit Soldiers jersey on Temu for $17.89.
I think we gotta get it we gotta get a group.
Or you
jersey.
can buy the Master
Order 4.
We could have to do a pod together. The No Limit Soldiers pod. Or you could get one on some shop website right now for $100, but I'm all about that Temu life.
No, we need most of my jerseys aren't. They're the ones that you get from cheap over at China. There's a high chance that something's going to be spelled wrong, but when they come out nice, no one notices.
Oh, exactly. This one here, $16.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay,
I would take that deal every time.
I have to ask because I know when we chatted before, you were lining up for the Chikara weekend. So how did that work out for you guys?
Oh, so that was was that the trios tournament? I think
yes.
So. Yes, we weren't in the trios tournament, but we wrestled in a 4-way tag. It was us, Rip Bryson and Perry Von Vicious. They're a Massachusetts-based team.
They're awesome.
Two members of Fists from, the OG days of Chikara, but it was new members. What was it? It was Ryan Mooney and Travis Huckabee. And then, this is insane, Andy Brown and Unicorn Party from Kaiju Big Battle, just a literal unicorn, was in the match. So that's insane. And we ended up winning. So that was awesome. We got the win, which was great. And it was a very fun match. Obviously, in any match, the unicorn's going to be, memorable.
Unicorn was over. You knew the unicorn was going to be over.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. There was a point where we're on the outside, and Andy takes the unicorn and DVDs them onto all of us, and that was just insane. I don't even know how that worked, but we won. It was good. We get our coach back coming up in November, Avery Good, professional talent scout. So that would be great. We'll get him back in our corner. And we're undefeated so far in Power Pro Lucha. We're trying to keep it going. We got Crumbles and DeFarge coming up. That's another team that's been doing it for so long. It's such a high level, an exciting matchup for us, and really a high profile. Is it a singles tag? Is that how it's? I guess that's what it's called. A singles tag match, 1-on-1, 2 teams, instead of like a 4-way or something like that. So we're excited for that. It was a lot of fun. All those shows have been awesome. I highly recommend checking them out on IWTV. There was the first show. There's been 3 shows. 4. There's been 4 shows, but the 4th show was 2 nights. So there's 5 available on IWTV, I believe. So November
November 16th.
November 16th, the next one. If you want to catch up, check it out on WTV. We are featured on all of them except night one of the trios tournament, Chronos Trios.
You can't see me on night one though.
Yeah, you
because
can see him. I was not there.
Battle Royal.
David was there in the Battle Royal.
Wow, nice.
So I ended up working like a dark pre-show match, and then I did the Battle Royal. So you can see me, but not Sal on night one.
Night one, and then we get the band together for night two, and had some fun. So yeah.
Yeah, Power Pro Lucha is awesome, especially if anyone out there is like, if you like Chikara, it's sort of like really like kind of a spiritual kind of successor to Chikara.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the same guy, like, if you know, a lot of the like, you know, some of the best people from Chikara still there, still killing it. You know, like Hollow Wicked is still one of the goats, still killing it, and it's just it's a ton of fun, and it's been just a blast to be a part of that locker room, because there are so many. I mean, like bringing in guys like Wheeler Yuta was on one of the last couple shows. Like the next show they're bringing in like Violence for Forever. Like they've got like Mad Dog Connolly on the next show, who's like one of my favorite wrestlers ever. So I'm like, you know, marking out to be able to see Mad Dog Connolly wrestle. It's just you know, like it's been such a pleasure to be a part of that locker room, because there's so many great wrestlers there.
Having IWTV has to be a great outlet for especially for you guys, and a great outlet and a great feeling, because like here you can, you know, like, hey, you want to check out my matches, they're all available right here on a streaming service. You can go on there and check it out. Like, so just that alone has to be nice, just for two guys who are like grinding their way through this and like trying to get their names out there a little bit.
For sure. It's, you know, it beats, you know, having to have your buddy record in the back of the crowd with a shaky phone and, you know, put it on YouTube for 3 people to see, you know. So I'm not complaining about it. I enjoy it. The production value is great. Those people at IWTV, they're awesome. They really do a good job. You know, making everything feel special. So yeah, shout out to them too. It's been, you know, I got a subscription. I watch stuff on there. I'm actually going back. I watched the whole Tournament of Death. I watched all those back one time, because, you know, I like watching it. I don't want to be a part of it, but I wanted to watch it. And then yeah, I'm actually going back through like older seasons of Chikara, trying to get some of the lore of some of these you know, characters, because there's a lot, and they're all great wrestlers, and they all have so much like backing from the fans and things like that. And I'm like, oh, this is probably stems from something that came in this time period. So I kind of been going back slowly and watching stuff.
That happens to me all the time at these shows, where like, because I wasn't really into Chikara before, you know, I started in wrestling, like, and then, you know, I'm not, you know, we're kind of based in the Philly area, but I'm not from the Philly area originally, so I didn't really realize how huge Chikara was in the Philly area. Like it feels like the whole indie scene in Philly is like kind of built off of Chikara pretty much. And many of the key people were Chikara people. And there's like so many times where like there'll be something at one of those shows that's a Chikara thing happens, and the fans go crazy for it. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what this is. So like, there's just such deep lore to it that like everyone who goes to these shows are so invested in, which is it's crazy to see.
Yeah, and I think, as David mentioned, like this Philly area, there's a lot of people that kind of got their start and did their thing in Chikara, and then when that folded and went down, and they were kind of left without a place. And I think that's kind of been the mission of Power Pro Lucha, is to give those people a platform and a place to, you know, there's some like really awesome wrestlers that came out of there that didn't really have a place to go. That had nothing to do with, you know, whatever was going on. And then, you know, now they have this platform, and, you know, I get to see Hollow Wicked and Ultramantis Black and all those guys every other month and tear down the house. So yeah, it's awesome.
Oh yeah. Pardon me.
Well, he's dying. Oh.
I'm getting old. Like, I don't have a cold, but like I had a congestion, and I'm like on the tail end of it. So I'm just.
You had a congestion, just a singular congestion.
Just one congestion. It's lasted 3 days. So I want to ask because like the year's almost wrapping up, how has 2025 been for you guys as a whole? Because like, teaming together the past 9 months or so, how when you look back at it, are you guys happy with the year you've had?
Yeah, I'm personally been thrilled with it. I mean, I think that this has been by far the best and most rewarding year of my career. Um, I got injured midway through last year. I had knee surgery and I missed like most of the second half of the year last year. So, I sort of had to, coming into this year, like, I'm not starting from scratch, but you have to rebuild, you have to kind of put yourself back out there and kind of rebuild, what your schedule was and kind of remind people who you are and that you exist, because it's very easy to like kind of be out of sight, out of mind, especially in a place like this when there are so many good wrestlers around here. It's kind of easy to sort of fall out of, the eye, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's been hard work, but getting to do this with Sal has been just a blast, getting to do something fun like this with someone who's a good friend and that, we have spent so much time together in the ring. It's been really easy. It's always super easy working with Sal because we know each other so well. And getting to do this, it's just been fun. And I feel like we're really building some momentum and having some really cool matches. And it's been great. It's been, I think, like I said, the best and most rewarding year of my career so far. Especially considering, I was a little nervous heading into the year how it was going to go. Like if it was, how hard it was going to be to really be able to get back to a place where I was, working as much as I want to. And now I'm just starting to feel that momentum build. And it's been really, really rewarding, especially the last few months.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think for me, I, kind of never, thought of, like being in a tag team or anything like that. And this idea gets brought to me and, I love it. And, I think it's helped me just not as like a wrestler in general, but as a singles wrestler too, like building this character and being able to work off David and things like that. It is a lot easier to work off someone, when you're in the ring with them and, teaming with them and things like that. And, getting the crowd to react and getting the crowd invested. And yeah, I think, I've done some cool things this year. I think the coolest things have been, teaming with David and getting to wrestle some of these people that we've had as the state champs. And yeah, I'm just happy because, me and David have wrestled each other about 8 million times and that hurts. So I'm glad I haven't had to do that. So it's been great.
We lay it in because we trust each other.
Yeah.
He's taken like the back chops and stuff and all that.
Yeah, great times.
All that shit that I won't always do to everybody else. I'll do it to him because I know that, it's chill,
Yep.
Well, joined up to save your bump card, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, my back chop card. I got one left. So whoever's wrestling me soon, if you want to get it in, you got one left. But
it's been Sal getting to work GCW. Like, you got to do Ring of Honor too. That was the beginning of the year, right? You got to do
I was like midway through. Yeah, like I've done some cool things, but I've really enjoyed the state champs and what we're doing. And I've had a lot of fun, like probably some of the most fun I've had in, my 2.5, 3-ish years. So yeah, it's been great. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for us as a team, for both of us as singles wrestlers as well. It feels good that, we're getting to do things like this, kind of, expand our reach a little bit and maybe people can check us out. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. That's all I could say for 2025. I hit a lot of goals and looking to smash more in 2026.
Well, I'm excited for you guys upcoming year. I'll let you, we'll let you guys get going because we know it's show day.
Got to nominate tonight.
Yes, sir.
But for upcoming shows or social media, anything you guys would like to promote, here's an opportunity.
Yeah. So all socials for me will be 30sal46. X. I almost said Twitter. Twitter. I call it Twitter still. It's the same thing.
Twitter to me. It's
Inst-
always
Insta-
gonna be.
Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to find me on. That's where I'm at.
I didn't know you had a TikTok, bro.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if it actually is 30sal46. I'll check back on that. I'm not that active on there. Instagram and X are, if you want to, that's where I'm the most active. And what we have coming up today, if anyone's listening to this in the Northeast Pennsylvania area, will be at Smash Master Wrestling tonight. We will be at Power Pro Lucha November 16th for their final show of their first season. Like I said, Crumbles and Defarge.
We got a couple of New Era Pro Wrestling.
New Era Pro Wrestling will be there November 15th and in December. And then one that's not announced yet as well in December. And yeah, really, I don't have much this year besides the tag stuff. So if you want to see me, you're gonna have to see David too. I apologize in advance.
Yeah, Sal is the one who's carrying this team.
No, stop that.
I knew the second that we teamed together, I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is so much fun getting to tag with Sal. Like, this is my boy. We can do. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I know I'm gonna be the Janetti, but that's fine.
No, I'm the Janetti.
That's how I feel about Blair.
We're both Janetti. We can both be Janetti.
Look. Just as long as nobody tries to jump through a window to escape, we're fine.
We're all Janettis in our No Limit Soldier basketball.
Exactly. That's the podcast. No Limit Janettis. That's the next. That's when we start our own.
That's the magic of the state champs. Is we're the first tag team ever where we're both Marty Janetti. But yeah, I mean, for me, same thing. All socials, I'm mostly on Twitter and Instagram is at David Moses PW. So, but yeah, like I said, like Sal said, I most of the stuff I have also the rest of this year is the tag stuff. So, just keep getting those reps in, brother. We're just keep getting those reps in. And keep it rolling.
So also, if you want to see David, but you also have to see me too. So that also means I apologize for that as well. So, there we go.
That's the life of the Janettis.
Yep, exactly.
Janetti's hitting it.
No one wants to see one of us. So it's like we have to figure out, a good balance.
If you deal with me, you got to deal with him too.
Yeah. There's places where no one wants to see me. There's going to be places no one wants to see him. But, we got to split our time. That's what it is.
Too bad. You're getting both of us. All right. You guys.
Motherfucker.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you guys again. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys.
Yeah, good luck tonight at the show. And you'll have to keep us updated on your antics. And, we'll get you guys back later on.
For sure. We'd love to.
Good luck tonight, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back anytime.
State champs.
State champs.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
See you guys.
All right. Okay, there we go.
Those were the state champs. Those guys are awesome.
State champs are great. I love the state champs.
Talk to the state champs all the time. Let's do that.
We got a few minutes left. Let's hear about your debut.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Okay, so yeah, last Saturday, I should say, I made my in-ring debut because I was in a ring in a Revolution Rumble for Revolution Championship Wrestling out of South Bend, Indiana. They asked me if I was interested in being a part of their 30-person Royal Rumble, and of course, I was like, yeah, whatever you need. If you circle back and go back into the lore a little bit, I was the one that gave Jorge a scare at a South Bend, the Four Winds Field game, the South Bend Cubs Stadium game. They had a match, and I came out and pretended I was part of the open challenge, and I really wasn't. And then a guy came out and beat him up. So he wanted to beat me up, as you can see in the video I posted all over my social medias, but I threw him out of the ring. I threw a guy out of a ring in a Royal Rumble style match, Blair Pacheco.
So now we need that cage match. We need it to be official.
Here's the thing. I threw him out, and then, of course, Brutus Dillon was absolutely a mammoth of a man. He is huge. I don't know if the video does it justice because he's a big guy. So I just eliminated myself from said match.
Okay. Understandable.
So I like to look at it as I self-eliminated myself. So technically speaking, I think I won, right? Because I'm the And nobody eliminated me. I eliminated myself. And I have one elimination. So if we do a cage match for Plug Out, which would be hilarious. We should look into
should do it.
We should absolutely look into making that a thing. And then so it was really cool. And I wanted to shout out everybody at RCW for even in all seriousness, letting a non-wrestler be a part of their show, giving me that opportunity to keep that kind of feud going with Jorge Bravo a little bit. Because it started on the internet, it started here. We played it up here as well. So they were all very cool. They were all very inviting. I got to be in the locker room. I had a call sheet. I had to go over my spot. They were super fun. They were super inviting. And I jokingly told that I'm ready for the 3 Stages of Hell match with Jorge at the next show. If they want to book it, I'm ready. I'm not actually ready for that.
Too bad. It's going to be official.
It's out there. Deathmatch Pluggo is coming to a town near you. But no, it was super fun. My kids were in the crowd, so they got to see it, which was fantastic, right? Owen, who's a huge wrestling fan, got to see his dad wrestle. My older kids were, they thought it was cool, thought I was a wuss for eliminating myself. They were like, why didn't you just keep fighting and try to win the whole thing? I said, did you see how big that guy was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Bill. I got your mouths to feed. Literally, I can't. I got to work. I got to go to work. I got to do the shoot job gimmick. But it was super cool. It was quite an experience. It was a big rush. I never thought in a million years that I'd be in a spot like that where somebody's asking me to be a part of their show. So shout out to RCW. Hopefully we can work together again in the future doing something. I don't know how we pay this off, but I'm game. So.
Well, you got to get that gold around your waist, and then you're set.
Yeah, I got to win a championship or something, some schoolboy roll-up thing situation where I just steal one, and then I'm like, I'm the champ.
Yeah, you got space on that shelf for a nice
listen, if I won a real promotions championship, I would just knock a bunch of stuff off, and that would be the only thing.
Yeah, you just smash it off.
And I'd never let anybody hear the end of it.
No, you can't. Yeah.
So if I was like, I am this promotions champion, and even if it was for 30 seconds, you'd never hear the end of it.
So,
what about you, buddy? You had a big professional career moment on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I mean
Sunday. I'm sorry, it was on Sunday for you.
So we quickly. The show was an absolute blast. 1,600 people there. It was an absolute honor being able to call the match between Mercedes Moné and Jody Threat. Both two incredible professionals. Mercedes had a very busy day. There was a fan fest before the show. Yeah. Lineup was out the door to get people to take pictures, sign autographs.
Nice.
And you could see
you got one.
I do. I managed to snag one. But you could see just how much having her there meant to the fans. Because there was kids in tears, excited to see her. It was honestly just an incredible time. And after the show, she even stayed to take more pictures and sign autographs. So Mercedes gets a lot of hate, but you know what? The fans absolutely loved seeing her, and having her be a part of it was so incredible. So
yeah, I know she gets a lot of hate, and I've never been in these areas when she does that, but she seems to, from the videos I see and all the fan interactions, she seems to really enjoy that part of it. So haters gonna hate.
Yeah, it was great. And the Good Brothers were fantastic. Danhausen was great too. Shotzi was awesome. It was just a great night of wrestling, and I'm already excited for December. I feel like I'm still riding that.
What was your favorite match you got to call?
I think the Mercedes Jody Threat match is definitely up there for me, just on a personal level, but also getting the heavyweight championship match was a triple threat match between the champ, the real deal James Roth, Sweet Bobby Shink, and Chisel Chad Daniels. Seeing what those three have done the past few years, seeing just how they've all grown, and how the three different wrestlers, they all three get different reactions, but they are all very over. And watching those three put on a great match was up there as well. So I'd say those two are tops. But honestly, it was an honor calling every single match that night, from the ladder match, the tag matches. it was great.
Yeah, I stand with you, Blair Pacheco. Not those. Yeah, you guys did a good thing, and I think it's good for everybody involved, and it's good for your promotion. It's good stuff. I don't know why everybody's being dweebs on the internet today.
So,
but you rule, dude. That's awesome. I'm so excited. Maybe one day you'll call a match that I'm in, because I'll sweep the nation by storm with my one elimination. That cage match is gonna take off, dude.
Next thing you know, we'll be putting in the Nick Gage Invitational for you on there.
Oh, dude, listen, everybody asked if it was going to give me the itch. I'll do it real quick because I know we're almost out of time. They were asking if it was going to give me the itch to wrestle, and I was like, no, I don't think so. But I'm also not opposed to anybody like being like, you want to do a spot here?
Yeah.
But I also don't think I'm going to become like a full-time like traveling the territories wrestler type guy, because I don't have that kind of time. But if you want me to come do a spot at a show, I will absolutely entertain the idea. 100%.
Hell yeah. Okay,
look me, son.
Book plug already. We're gonna wrap things up here. Thank you so much to the state champs for joining us. Those guys were great.
Good dudes.
Yeah. So thank you so much to them. Make sure you check them out on the socials. Check them out at the Power Pro Lucha shows. And just go support indie wrestling. For myself, you can find me up on all social media, Graymaker Wrestling Podcast. You can find me every weekend here with this guy doing this show. And well, how about yourself?
Well, you can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. You search Pluggo, my face pops up. That'd be me. Every Thursday night on this channel with JPJ from Between Two Beards at B2 Beards on all social medias there. We are at For Exposure Pod on all social medias as well. My writings are up right now at lovewrestling.ca. I just wrote the LPW 42 preview. We're into 43 of these things already. It's going to be crazy. Next month's 43. It's a wild time to be alive. My college football picks are up right now on the Hive, so go check out at the Hive. I can't stop yawning today. I need some caffeine. It's been a crazy morning, but that's all right. Where you can find me.
All right, so that's going to be it for us this week. We will see you next week. Make sure you check out all the great shows up on the Love Wrestling channel, and we're peacing out. Peace in the streets.
Peace.